Good afternoon, guys. Jose here with my next video is, how to be an effective raid leader or party leader. Top 10 tips. So basically the first thing about being an effective party leader and raid leader is basically know what to do and know, how to converse with people, how to keep people from raging and being toxic and stuff like that. So number one, know what you are doing. Basically, if you don't know what you're doing, say so before. Do you need to maintain integrity? This is number one tip, maintaining integrity with your raid. If you do not know what you are doing and you are leading a raid, disclose that to your raid because some of your members may know what they are doing and they can help you out. Rather than learning after, they wipe a bit that you have no clue what you're doing and they get an impression that you're looking for a carry. You do not want to have that impression as a raid leader. So you want number one rule is integrity. Is that you know what you know and you don't know what you don't know. So pretty much you go like, oh, I don't know how to do this, boss. Does anyone have a strap for this? You ask that in. I know you don't want to look like you're a bad raid leader, you don't know anything, but it's better that they know that you don't know anything about a certain boss than learning on the fly. At least tell them beforehand as well. Also, some of the guys will stick around and try and help you out in the future as well. Number two is definitely maintaining a decent class balance. So don't also recruit all the meta classes. By what I mean by class balance is mean by range DPS and melee DPS. Also as well for healers as well. This is very important for pug raid leading, which you guys will do a lot of as well. Is that when you raid lead pugs and party lead pugs, diversity is probably going to be a strong suit, but there will also be meta classes obviously. But take what you can get in certain scenarios. But the big thing is make sure you have a diversity of range and melee DPS. There are some bosses in Nyalofa, for example, and especially Mythic Plus as well, where range DPS are absolutely, they'll be much better for your run if there's a range DPS. For example, in Mythic Plus, the Spirit Breaker ad, if you do engage him in the Obelisk, he has five ads that slow down everyone. Now can be DPS'd by range effectively without doing any additional damage as they shrink as they get lower health. Number three is raid cooldown monitor. So make sure you have a monitor for raid cooldowns. This will be specifically important for people who are raiding higher than Heroic and Mythic. You need to be able to list what CDs you have, and also it's very, very important to list the CD order as well. Have an add-on called Angry Assignments that lists a CD order, a kick order, or whatever. You need to be able to maintain these rotations for everyone in a raid. I've seen this from multiple top guilds, Limit, Method. They all have cooldown orders. They all see when the cooldowns are up. You may see, on some streams, you see that little panel to the left of all the cooldowns that are up and how long they are. That will help the raid leader know which cooldowns to be used. And also as well, tells the raid leader who's using their cooldowns at the wrong time. So, raid leader can be like, hey dude, you're using your cooldown at the wrong time. The fourth one is looking at logs. Warcraft, WoW, has gone so deep with the statistics. They used to just be meters back in vanilla. Now you have to look at logs themselves. Logs basically simulate the entire encounter that's happened. And basically, there's a lot of people who put logs on the forums to analyze, like MMO Champion, for example. I've seen a few threads about that. It's very, very important for yourself and for other people to go through the logs to see where the mistakes were made and why the mistakes were made. I think there's even a beta where you can tell what a person is in positioning wise for raid mechanics as well. Number 5 is bring a good morality to the raid. Toxic raid leaders generally don't make it. As you see from, just give you a good example. There was definitely one raid leader that you may have known, Wildcard Gaming, I think it was, that they weren't a very good example for a raid leader. They would, drink excessively and stuff like that. And then they would steal things, stuff like that. And they'd also, take subs to raid, different raid leaders. You see how that guild fell apart? I think it was Wildcard Gaming, actually. That's what happens when you have a toxic raid leader. People only tolerate it for so much before the guild just goes away. And that guy's fame just went down as well, since he was not leading a top world guild anymore. So that's what happens. Like these raid guilds that stick together, and the GM and raid leader is very, very toxic. They don't stick together for very long, as you saw there. I think it was like one tier that they stuck along, and then banned it back down to like less than top 20 US. And then you see the difference with Method and Limit, how their raid leaders are very, very approachable. And you can act, they're very, very humble as well. Because I talked to Sko at BlizzCon about the strategies between Limit and Method and about how they differed for Ashara. Sko was like 100% confident his strategy was better. and they felt they had the better strategy. As I said, we didn't have to lust on phase 3. That's what he said. They could lust in the last phase. And Limit, from what I talked to Max is like, you don't really need lust in phase 4. Phase 4 is a phase that you can have it go as long as you want, as long as you don't put a void portal on the console. And there's different opinions there as well, but they were always positive about the raid. Like, even if they wiped it, like, oh, we can get this right. We can get this right. We can always do this. And they were always confident in their strategy as well. So that's a big thing is what you need. Confidence and a positive environment as well. You can be confident and, a better player without sounding like a complete dickhead, basically. And another part is definitely delegate your duties. Raid leaders got a lot on their plate. So you want to delegate those duties to other teams as well. That's why there was healing officers, DPS officers, and class officers back in the day to help the raid leader out. And the raid leader job has only got more and more with logs, cooldown management, and it's got a lot more onerous. So definitely having a healing leader and a DPS leader is massive in these scenarios to organize kick rotations, to organize healing cooldowns, and vice versa. Also having just a few general administration officers just to make you have a guild bank, for example, be able to buy mythical cauldrons or any BOEs that you may need. Top guilds do this a lot, where they have people who are purely there just to make money, make gold. I mean, not money, and basically look on the AH, promote it on their Twitter, and basically buy the things that they desperately need, like flasks, food, consumables, even BOEs with good corruptions as well, especially for this patch as well. You need to have all these administration tasks on suit. As a smaller guild or a pug leader, you probably won't have access to that yet, but you need to do it for your group as well. Like, for example, just have lust, have flasks. If anyone has a cauldron, put it down. Make sure you give them a big props for that, because that's, a lot of money, gold that they are spending as well. And it's a lot of, time and effort to put in getting those recipes up. And I've seen a lot of those guys who come to my pug raids on my channel, they put down cauldrons and feasts. I'm like, oh, wow, thank you, man. You don't actually have to do that at all, because they could have a guild as well. Next one is make sure you are capable as a raid leader and as a player to do the content that you want to be doing. For example, like, make sure you have the appropriate gear and that you're not looking for a carry. Because a lot of raid leaders, people just start raids because they want to get loot. That's not the reason why you want to start raids. If you got a loot mindset to make your guy geared at the start, you've got it all wrong. You want to get these 20, 15, how big your raid individuals to get to Znoth and kill Zoth. Znoth, what do I pronounce this goddamn name? That's what you're meant to do. The loot, the feeder strength, whatever, is just cosmetic to your achievement, to your progression, to your hard work you put in the game. If you are rating loot and like fascinating over loot, over getting the content done, you're in the wrong place. Okay, you're in the wrong place. Loot is just a reward from your time and effort that you put in, as long as if time is effective and your effort is effective as well. And I think that's number 7. So number 8 can be a tough one. Number 8 is dealing with people. Dealing with people with empathy, even kicking out toxic people, no matter how good they are, is definitely a big one. So I've had to kick out very, very few people. Never let your raid be like hostage to one person just because of their role. Just kick him out. Like, if a tank's being like ultra toxic or a healer's being ultra toxic, just kick him out and just be like, okay, cool, see you later, man. I had one guy literally laugh. He made no contribution in the entire run. Laugh at me trying to do an Ashara strategy, despite saying I hadn't done it before. And he was laughing while wiping on. I'm going, dude, why are you laughing for, man? Like, if you've got anything to contribute, please speak up. He didn't contribute. He basically berated me for my raid leadership because I wasn't sure what to do for those phases. And I said, dude, I told you on Zakul that I had no idea what to do for Ashara Zakul. It was my first time there. And, he goes, oh, watch a vid. I'm like, yes, I have watched videos. It doesn't help me put, like, positions and stuff like that down. And so I kicked him. So he was from a heroic guild, and I kicked him, and turns out a few weeks later he joined my raid group without a guild. Turns out his guild had enough of him as well. And that's why attitude is very, very important as a raid member and a guild member as well as a guild leader too. So don't be afraid to kick out the toxic players. And those are players trying hard in the raid and they are just dying, and they want to make a consistent effort to get better. Just teach them to get better, especially in Mythic Plus. There's a lot of players that don't have optimal rotations and need a bit of help. Like I've helped plenty of Demon Hunters in Mythic Plus on how to avoid things, what is important, like positioning, for example, and many other aspects like that. It's quite important, to be able to be a mentor at times as well. And at least point nine is being a mentor for people as well. Like you're basically the representative, I suppose, of the raid. So you're in a leadership role to make sure that you're a good role model. And a lot of people do come to my channel being like, oh yeah, when's the next normal raid? And even though I'm becoming caster as well, it's pretty hard to say, yeah, I'll do. But the thing is, they're coming back and wanting me to lead raids, basically. Because, I try as hard as I can to make sure everything works effectively. So that's number 9, in before I miscounted. But number 10, like, I would say it's important. Number 10 of raid leading plus leading, probably least important. But actually, it is actually quite important, actually. Consumables, okay? This goes into being a role model. Make sure your gear is fully enchanted. Yeah, full consumables, other than the, Augment Rune maybe, and pots, because they can be quite expensive. But at least have the basic food and flask and enchants, okay? Nothing makes me so angry as a raider when I go into raids is when I see the raid leader is like 400 eye level when the raid's like 445. His gear's unenchanted, and he's made no attempt at his Azerite traits. His gear has sockets and it's ungemmed. His weapon is unenchanted. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, enchant's like 1k gold. If you can't honestly farm 1k gold, why should anyone bother raiding with you? To be honest, like, just think about it from their perspective. So if you come in, full consumables, food, feasts, everything like that, raiders will stick to you like glue. You even keep the top quality raiders as well. And even the top Mythic Plus guys as well. Like, I know most of the top Mythic Plus guys on Oceanic and Horde side and Alliance side. Because, I do a lot of free runs for their ults and, for their friends as well. And that's pretty much it for the top 10 raid and leading tips for Mythic Plus and raiding. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe below at my channel if you enjoyed the video, or you can even, sub to you can even follow my Twitch channel, follow me on Snapchat, Insta, and Discord to get an idea when I'll start raiding and stuff like that. Jose going out. Peace out. See ya. Bye. Hope you guys have a great day.